If people today think about World War I, they tend to imagine trenches, battlefields, tanks, submarines, and other military aspects. At the same time, memories of the Great War are different for all countries. Since the 100th anniversary of World War I, many popular movies like Wonder Woman, 1917, and The Kingsman have been recently released for wide audiences. Before the centennial anniversary of the war, entertainment industries rarely focus on the First World War to show to audiences. At the same time, depictions of World War II have been prominent for decades. This could be because America wasn't in World War I as long as World War II, or the fact that there were no more World War I veterans left. It could also be because the narrative of good versus evil is much clearer in World War II. Even knowledge of entertainment during World War II is probably more well known, with movies like Casablanca, comics like Captain America, and organizations like the USO and Hollywood Canteen. But during World War I, Americans looked to performers to boost morale and shape opinions in positive ways. In this podcast, I explore how World War I gave new opportunities to entertainers at a time of huge change. Also, I show the ways American audiences reacted to war effort entertainment. Because of their work, war effort entertainers shaped American society and culture. What's more, these entertainers inspired performers for later wars. Using newspapers, first-person reports, and performances in movies and songs, I focus on people who represent film, theater, or music. Memories from entertainers and from American audiences show that entertainment responded to the war. At the same time, these entertainers broke social prejudices as either an immigrant, woman, or Black American. These entertainers challenged negative beliefs against them and became popular during the war. Each episode of this podcast highlights one of these entertainers. First, the work of film comedian Charlie Chaplin. Next, stage actress Elsie Janis. And finally, jazz bandleader James Reese Europe. They were the most popular entertainers for the American war effort during World War I. Chaplin could be called the Lin-Manuel Miranda of his day. Elsie Janis has been referred to as the female Bob Hope of the First World War. And James Reese Europe predated Louis Armstrong and other jazz greats. These film, theater, and music artists gave their time, money, lives, and talents to the American war effort. Using their work and fame to break social boundaries during the Great War, these popular entertainers directed cultural ideas of race, gender, and more in America 100 years ago. In each episode, I present newspaper journalists who reported on these culture makers. Unlike many journalists, American audiences watched and positively responded to these three entertainers in the United States and over there. Homefront Americans didn't experience any battle conditions, but they saw movies and listened to music about the war. American soldiers abroad couldn't access much normal recreation on the war front, but welcomed any entertainment they were provided. Also, the war affected these three as artists and wartime volunteers. Join me, Sarah Beagleson, as I connect Chaplin, Janis, and Europe with the legacy of 1910's entertainment and the legacy of the First World War. Welcome to Showman's Land.